Pinpoint asteroids in orbit, then hurl y'all thousands of miles an hour towards it.
Getting a flat earther to finally admit they were wrong about an observation is a very rare thing. But this is exactly what happened when I went over to Geo's Discord server and SE Montreal decided to try and call me out, which ended up not going very well for him. Now, I apologize for this video being a little bit long, but trust me, it is absolutely worth it. Now, before we get into this, let me give you the history between me and SE Montreal. About 6 months ago, he made a video claiming that he should be able to see the moon during a new moon through a solar filter. Ever since then, he's doubled and tripled down on this claim. Now, without further ado, let's get into this exchange between myself and SE. Montreal, who's running?
All right. So what's your problem?
What are we talking about here?
Record it,
What?
upload it.
You had a problem with my new moon observation?
I think a lot of people had a problem with it.
No, you particularly. You.
Sure.
What's your problem with it?
You don't know how to use a solar filter?
Okay, explain yourself.
And you thought you were going to see the moon through a solar filter while looking at the sun?
No, that's not what I thought. No.
You're standing there, you're in your video and you're like, where's the new moon? I don't see it. Well, if you actually researched what you were looking at, you would have known that the moon wasn't even in the shot that you were looking at. It was actually off to the side. And
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Thought,
It's 5 degrees off. Yeah.
And then you thought you were actually going to see something that doesn't emit any light through a solar filter while looking at the sun.
No, that's not what I thought.
That is what you thought.
No, this is what I thought.
Okay. Go ahead.
Tell me
Go
when
ahead.
you're done. Tell me when you're, and then we're gonna go to your boat observation after this. I can't wait. I've been waiting this for a long time. So now back to the new moon thing. What I wanted to show there was the moon is a rock in the sky, correct? That's what you guys claim, right?
Yep, go ahead.
All right. Now, the sun is the brightest object in the sky, correct?
Yep.
Okay, now, during the new moon phase, the moon is in front of the sun, correct?
When you hold on, when you say in front, you mean like in front as in blocking it?
No,
Or off
it's
to the
in
side
front,
somewhere.
right? It's 5 degrees off,
Okay,
according to your model,
5 degrees
correct?
off. Okay, yep.
But it's in front, right? Right?
Yes. You mean are you
Yes,
saying it's
okay,
blocking it?
okay. So now, you're claiming, your model claims that the brightest thing in the sky blocks the biggest rock in the sky while shining on it, correct?
Montreal.
Is that correct?
Montreal. Does the moon emit?
Is that
Does
correct?
hold on. Does the
That's
moon
what I'm
emit
questioning,
any
my
light?
friend.
Does the moon emit any light at all?
You didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question. My question was, the brightest object in the sky, the sun, is blocking the huge rock which is in front of it, correct?
No, it's not directly in front of it, Montreal.
It's 5 degrees off. 5 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Does that mean it's directly in front of it?
I didn't say it was directly in front of it.
Okay, so why would you expect to see it? Especially looking through a solar filter, Montreal.
That was my whole point. That's what I wanted to bring about, because you know why I thought of that? I'll give you another example. Smarty pants. The solar eclipse, right? What happens during the solar eclipse?
The moon passes in between the sun and the earth.
Right. At what point do you see the moon when it passes?
You only see the moon when it starts to block the sun.
You mean the shadow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me this is another instance now where the brightest object in the sky, right, blocks the biggest rock in the sky while directly in front of it in this instance, right?
Why would you think that wouldn't work on? Do you think that wouldn't work on our model? Why would it
Is
not?
this what you're claiming? Is this what you're claiming?
Do you think it wouldn't work on our
Montreal,
model?
just let
That's
him
not
finish.
what I'm asking you. That's not what I'm asking you.
I'm sorry.
Is that what you're claiming?
I'm asking you. Do you not think that would work on our model? I'll demonstrate it for you
Absolutely
right
not.
now.
That's
Okay, well,
impossible to work.
that's great.
Absolutely
You know what?
not.
I'll demonstrate it to you right now how it works on our model.
You go ahead. You tell me how that works.
Give me 1 second. I just don't understand why you thought you were going to see the moon through your solar filter. Like, please explain that.
I just explained to you what brought this idea to my head.
The moon doesn't emit any light.
Now we are on a solar eclipse, and you were about to show me something. Please go ahead, sir.
All right, give me a second.
Now you're gonna have to show me this in reality, right? You're not gonna just show me something. I want you to show me the brightest thing blocking something like a light and something going in front of it, not being visible, casting a shadow, leaving, and not being visible. I want you to show me that.
Why would you think that wouldn't work on our model? I'm curious.
Hey, that's your problem, dude. Not mine.
Why would you think that wouldn't work on our model?
Because it's sheer fantasy.
You have three objects. You have the Earth, you have the moon, and you have the sun. And then you have the moon coming in between the Earth and the sun.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And do you not know that the moon's orbit is tilted? That's why we don't have solar eclipses like every month.
So the tilt of the moon is blocking. What are you saying here, dude?
Okay, so obviously you don't know that much about the model. You don't know this part about the model.
Dude, don't try to double talk.
Do you not know this part about the model?
You said you were going to show an example of how the brightest thing in the sky could block a rock, the huge moon. As it travels toward it, you don't see it. You just see a shadow. Then it leaves, and you see nothing. Please go ahead. Don't double talk. Don't backtrack. Go ahead.
Let me find this real quick here. Hold on. I'm trying to bring this up real quick. Give me a second. Oh.
Are you going to show me a GIF or something? Or are you going to show me a computer generated?
I'm going to show you on Space Engine exactly how it works.
You're kidding me, right?
And I'm going to go to a solar eclipse.
Me, right?
And I'm going to go to a solar eclipse that happened on June 10th of 2021.
Oh,
really?
Yep.
Okay, I'm dying to see this.
Give me a second.
But is it gonna be in real or is it just a model?
It's going to be one that already happened.
It's going to be a model.
It's going to be one that.
Yeah, listen to the question though.
Hold on.
Is it a real thing?
It's going to be one that already happened in reality.
It's
one that already happened.
No,
it happened on June 10th, 2021. Give me a second.
But it's going to be like a modeled reenactment, right? It's not going to be actual footage.
Yes. And it's going to. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you I'm going to show you how it's possible on our model. Just give me a second.
In a computer on a graphic. Yeah,
that already happened.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you're going to show how it happened, right? And then afterwards, are you going to show the actual footage of it actually happening?
Sure, you can actually pull up footage of people who actually seen it. Sure, I can do that. Give me 1 second.
Somebody was posting some cool clips of like maybe it was You Earth is Life. Was posting cool clips of eclipses seen from a plane, from the space station, and from Himawari or something like that, and comparing them.
Yeah, that was a few days ago. 10. All right. Can anybody see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. Can anybody see the moon here? Can you see the moon? It's right where my pointer is at.
The barest I can see a crescent.
You can see the crescent, right? So you can barely see the moon, right?
I don't see the pointer.
Yeah, I don't think it shows the pointer. Or maybe you've got to set it up in the settings to show it.
All right. Can you see the moon right there next to
I
the
see
Earth?
it. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, and there's the sun. So you can barely see the moon. Barely.
But
see
that's
it.
not
Now,
what you see on an eclipse.
okay.
Have you seen an eclipse of yourself?
Hold
Sure,
up. The eclipse hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet. Now, watch when I go down to the surface. Let's see. Where's the path of totality? This one actually went from. It was actually in Canada. You should have seen this one, Montreal. It was up in your neck of the woods.
I filmed it, my friend. I filmed it.
You sure did.
Don't try it.
Hey, so you've already seen it in reality. So look, so I'm going to show you exactly how it works.
Are you listening, Smarty Pants? I filmed it.
You
filmed it.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to make sure that smart ass heard me. I filmed it.
Right. And you're asking me, how are you going to show me this in reality? Well, you already seen it. You filmed it.
Seen what? What do you think I seen, dude?
Guys, Earth's Life, just go ahead with your presentation, and then we'll get to the footage afterwards.
Let me just go down to the surface. Let's see if we can see that shadow going across the.
Just so you know, time's constantly passing right now.
Yeah, I know. Look at that. There's a shadow right there. Look at that.
He's gonna show me what I seen in real life.
Look at this. Look at this. You see that shadow right there?
This is why they're brainwashed. You see?
You see that shadow?
I saw this
in
real life, Silent. I saw this. Yeah.
What's your point, Earth's Life?
This is how it works on our model. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually go down, and I'm gonna go into that path.
No wonder why they're brainwashed, huh?
So that's the exact shadow, the path of the shadow of the moon, right?
Let me see.
What's it called?
Now,
the path of the shadow of the moon?
Look, there's the sun. Look, there's the sun right there. Right? So there's the sun. This is what it looked like in the path of totality.
Okay, zoom in.
This is priceless, man.
And rewind it to where the moon was before.
Exactly. Give me a second. So I will rewind it. I'll speed it up. Actually, hold on. Let me lock on that.
Wow, look at that.
Wow, look at that. Where'd the moon go?
Look at that,
Montreal.
guys.
Disappeared.
Where'd the moon go?
Where'd the moon go? Oh my goodness.
See?
Wow, I'm sold, man. Hey, I'm a believer.
Look, there it is again. There's the moon. Oh, whoa. There it is. It's still there. You just look at the moon.
You know that bro.
Okay. Now can we see this with actual footage?
So go ahead, Montreal, post your video.
You're saying it's actually happening.
That's on you, bro. Are you kidding me?
You filmed it. Let's see it. You filmed it. And I just showed you exactly how it works on the model.
The real thing now.
Let's see it. Go ahead, post it. We'll all look at it.
He wants to use your footage as proof. Montreal.
Can you believe this guy?
But, I mean, you guys believe that's not what happens during a solar eclipse?
He asked me.
Yeah, Montreal is contending it.
Really? What about you, Paseng? Do you think that isn't what happened? Have you guys ever seen solar eclipses with your guys?
He was asking.
No, I believe
he was asking the question why he can't see the moon.
B-ball, the real stuff now, please. Don't backtrack. Everybody's listening.
You said, how come I can't see the moon? And it's supposed to be a new moon, right? You said, it's a new moon.
During the eclipse.
How come I don't see the moon, which is supposed to be in front of the sun?
You guys hear the backtracking now?
Who's
Everybody's
backtracking?
Hearing it, right?
Who's backtracking?
That's exactly the same as how it started.
That is what you asked. Like he's not lying.
Riding on eggshells has my video. There it is.
Let me see.
So hold on. I have a question, Earth's Life. If you're not in the path of totality, can you see the moon then?
No, you can't see it.
Why not?
Because you're looking at the sun.
I know, but if you're not in the path of totality, it's not going to be really dark,
especially,
right?
Well, think about this. Can you sometimes like when the sun is, when you're looking directly at the sun, it's the brightest thing in the sky. So you're not going to see anything else but that, especially something that doesn't emit any light.
Okay, can you, before you like move on to the footage, can you switch the position to be outside of the path of totality, and we'll see how it looks?
Let me see. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go down to Australia.
Yep, give me a second.
Because there, I imagine you might get a bit of a
some reflection,
bit of a sliver of it. Yeah, you should get some edge, I would have thought.
Well, I mean, there is.
You're backing down. Earth is life. You're backing down from our conversation. Let's be clear now.
No,
he's trying to cut in here. Are you backing down from our conversation, Earth is life?
Backing down from what? We're still on the same thing, bro.
Well, okay, so now you showed us what you believe in a CGI. Now you said you were going to show it in real life. Can you please do that?
He will right after this brief interlude.
You have the footage, don't you?
As long as we know we're in a brief interlude, no problem.
You filmed it. Now, can we see the moon? No, we can't see it. Look.
Is that acceptable percentage? What he's doing? Because I can't.
I just want to see how it looks from outside the path of totality, Montreal.
Sorry?
You can't see it.
I said I want to see how it looks from outside of the path of totality.
Look, you can't see it.
Yeah, so, but you do realize the question I asked him, right?
Oh, so you won't see any eclipse whatsoever at all?
No.
Not even a sliver?
No.
Okay. What if
especially if you're looking through a solar filter that blocks 99% of the light from the sun. Now, why would you expect to see the light from the moon? Well, the moon, which doesn't emit any light at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused. What was your position on this, SE? Because it sounds like Earth is Life is describing it well. When I've got your video open, it sounds like you're saying I don't see the moon.
Yeah,
what is your position that you should see?
Yeah, I tell you. My position was they say that it's blocked because of the glare of the sun. Correct?
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly. So I figured we can put a solar filter and just see what's going on. See, maybe we can spot something. Maybe the side of it, as it's like it's 5 degrees.
Can I try and say this? What you're saying is if it's blocked by the glare of the sun, if I use a solar filter to block the glare, now I should be able to see the moon, is your reasoning?
No, I was hoping I could see the sun, maybe just a sliver from the edge. Because it's 5 degrees off.
Of the moon, you mean?
But it doesn't emit any light.
Yeah. And now that you don't see any of the moon, well, what does that tell you, SC?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. That proved nothing. What that made me think, what part of the whole reasoning in here is the eclipse of the sun when the moon. Now this is unexplainable. Forget about, we just discussed this now. Now we're going somewhere else now, right? We agreed to this? We're not talking about the moon is actually right of the new moon. We're talking about the observation with a solar filter.
Look,
of the moon is actually the eclipse. Why are you interrupting me, dude? Why?
But what are you saying is impossible, SC? Like, what do you want to say?
During... Okay, listen up. Listen up. I'm going to be very clear on this, okay? During a solar eclipse, the moon goes in front of the sun. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. As it approaches the sun, do you see the moon at all? Ever?
I mean, no.
What do you mean by approaches?
Why would you expect to see it
in front of the sun?
Yeah, before it starts eclipsing.
Before it starts eclipsing, do you ever see the moon?
Why would you expect to see it?
Why would you expect to see it?
Yes.
The biggest rock in the sky,
that
4,000-mile diameter.
Okay, let's see. Listen.
Are you going to let me finish? Or are you just going to
right there?
Just let SC finish.
Ask me a question, right?
Go ahead.
Okay. The brightest thing in the sky, the sun. You have something approaching it from the side in front, right? The biggest rock in the sky, which is 4,000 miles across, give or take, whatever it is. You're going to tell me you're not going to see that as it approaches? You're only going to see a shadow of it as it eclipses?
because the other side of the moon is being lit by the sun, and also the moon doesn't emit any light.
What about Earth shine?
You still wouldn't see it.
But there would be like some light from the Earth, right?
Probably very, very faint. But I'm sure if you looked up, you could probably find some images of the moon during the new moon. But it's very, very, very faint.
So I find it interesting because most anytime I like backlight something, if I put a lot of light behind something, I end up seeing the outline or the shadow of the thing that's in front of the light.
Absolutely.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Depends.
But I would agree with that only when, like, I was thinking about if a car is driving towards me on the highway and it like illuminates let's say a deer's crossing the road. I will see the outline of the deer, but I think I only see that in relation to a brightened background. So what I see is blackness where the deer is, a silhouette where the deer is, and then I see light behind it. If what was behind it was pure blackness, I think it would just blend in with the pure blackness.
Don't you see you're making stories up to make up for the unimpossible? Can you think you can recreate that in real world?
You just said blackness. Hold on. Sure. If I take a piece of wood and cut it out in the shape of a deer and paint the entire thing black, and put it in front of headlights and see it from, you think that all of a sudden I won't see it because it's black?
No. I'm not saying that the deer is black. What I'm saying is
the light behind it is bright enough.
Yeah, if the light behind it's hitting the deer, but it's also hitting like road and posts and trees and stuff between the deer and it. That's what I see. I see the light that's hitting. But if there was nothing, if it was just a light,
from the side. How about when the deer is coming from the side? That's not directly in front of the lake. How about from the side?
Yeah, then I would see it. Yeah.
So how come you don't see the moon then? So how come you don't see the moon then?
Pretty much lined up at a new moon. Like the definition of a new moon is
not a new moon. We're not talking about a new moon. We're talking about the eclipse, sir. Don't try to change the subject.
Does an eclipse happen at any time other than a new moon?
It doesn't matter. Why? Don't try to change the subject. Why are we not seeing the same thing as the deer, sir? Answer that question specifically.
He just explained it, man. He just explained it.
No, he didn't. He admitted.
You're driving.
What he said was, the headlights of the car behind the deer are also illuminating the road, and the silhouette of the deer is also being created by the light on the road as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think it would work if it was a rock. I think it would work if it was perfectly flat. If the moon was perfectly flat and like perfectly aligned with the sun, then you could expect that there'd be no silhouette. But if it's spherical, you would expect that there'd be a silhouette due to like the outer surface of it.
Yeah, in reality, yeah, absolutely.
So what's your contention? What do you like? So what do you think is going on here then, Essie? Ultimately, if you don't think
what I think is going on is your fantasy that you believe in is not real.
Well, I just demonstrated to you how it works in our model.
No, you demonstrated to me in a cartoon, in a CGI, how you think the thing you have in your brain. And we told you in real life now, I think we showed you. Are you going to interrupt me every time I talk?
Go ahead, finish.
Sorry, no, that was my fault.
No problem. I think we showed you that in real life, you cannot make something disappear by shining a light on it.
Yeah, I think Earth is Life, you got to pull up some footage now where you can do that.
Where you can do what?
Where the thing will disappear when it's backlit because it's like really dark. So like in a pitch black room, you have a light source at the back.
Here's a really good example. When you're driving and someone is coming towards you with their high beams on. Can you see a whole lot in front of you when someone's driving towards you with their high beams on?
You can see silhouettes.
You can see some, right? Some, but not everything, right? It's like, holy shit, that shit's bright. I can't see anything else but those freaking lights, right?
Do you know the difference between an explanation and a demonstration?
Yes, I know the difference.
So all you're doing right now, agreed, is that you're just explaining stuff, right? We're asking for demonstrations, yeah?
But when you claim something doesn't work, an explanation should be enough, because the contention is that the thing doesn't work, right? So if you disprove the argument, you don't have to demonstrate it. You just have to disprove it.
Well, if the argument is based on something that is not real, how do you demonstrate the opposite?
You're talking again without thinking, bro. Remember, think first.
You filmed what I just showed you in reality. You filmed it on the same exact day, right? When you said, what day was it? June 10th, right? And I just demonstrated to you exactly what you saw.
No, you just made up a story.
No,
and we told you, we contested it. We told you, you cannot make something disappear by shining a light on it. And you have yet to proven otherwise.
First of all, you're shining the light on the opposite side. So the part that you're seeing is not illuminated.
How about when it approaches from the side?
So
if you're at an angle, a really acute angle, you're not going to see the side that's illuminated. You're not going to see. You might see a sliver of the light, but basically you're not going to. All of that's going to be washed out by the brightness of the sun.
So you're telling me in your deer crossing and the headlights now, you're telling me you have a car, right? Mm-hmm. It has its beams shining, right? There's a deer right in front. Okay, I'll grant you. Maybe when that deer is in front, if that light is so powerful, maybe I still think you'll see a shadow, but I'll let that slide. I'll give you that. You're telling me as that deer crosses to the side, right? Where the light is not directly shining on it, but there's still some light from the side. You're saying we're not gonna see that deer off to the side run away?
No, you probably
while
won't.
Also wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, exactly. While also wearing sunglasses. Remember that you were using a solar filter. Remember that part.
You don't think that you're gonna be able to see the deer?
Nope, not with sunglasses on.
Wow, man. Wow.
That's a separate argument.
I drive all day.
This is a false analogy, though. This is a false analogy because the moon more or less completely covers the sun, right?
No,
so it's not like something where you have a small object with a large light source.
But in his video, he was using a solar filter, and also the moon wasn't.
How are you going to view the sun without a solar filter, dude?
How are you going to view the moon with a solar filter? Answer that question.
Man, you're completely missing the point.
Hold on,
here,
Montreal.
dude.
What do you think is going on? What do you think that shadow is?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but I'm asking you to speculate.
What else would it be?
I don't know. I wouldn't know where to begin because I never seen an object that can be seen that has a shadow. Have you ever seen that?
No, but so you don't think it's the moon coming from the side because you can't see it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what would settle this is if Earth is Life, if you have footage of, I know it's hard to find, it's hard to see the moon, with the minimal amount of Earth shine or whatever other thing that lets you see it. But like in your model right there, when you zoomed in, you could see that the moon was there. In fact, it's on the screen right now. If you have any footage whatsoever of any solar eclipse showing the moon like right before or after it eclipses, I think that would, be evidence to support your argument.
Here's my picture. Have a look, guys.
There's one.
Did you take it? Did you take that picture?
No, this is just a picture of a new moon.
Yeah, sure.
So do you think you'd be able to see that while looking through a solar filter? I don't think so.
Here's another one I took. Where's the moon?
It's right there.
Where?
What else would it be?
Blocking the sun.
It's blocking the sun. What else would it be, Montreal?
Really, yeah?
What else would it be, Essie?
Yeah. You tell me, Bubba. You tell me.
Well, if you track the position of the moon in the celestial, the celestial coordinates of the moon, at that time it would be crossing the sun, and we see something the size of the moon crossing the sun. But for some reason, it's not the moon, right? It's something else.
Yeah.
The moon teleports to the other side.
I see
and something else.
I don't see a moon.
Like that's just a stupid, very, very stupid argument.
Hold up. If the moon is a sphere, you would expect like at these at the points of the sun, right? Like it's a crescent sun kind of, right? At the points right there, you'd expect that there'd be a little bit of the moon being backlit.
Yeah, but if you put that, if you picture that into scale, if you picture that into scale, yeah, it would be so tiny that, and it's so close to the sun.
Yeah.
How in the world
go through the
would we be able
reasons
to
to
say
think
that?
let's go through the reasons to think it's a moon. It happens bang on the time we expect a new moon. It's the same shape as the moon. It's in the place where we expect the moon to be, where we're looking in the sky and we don't have any other bodies. Yeah, are there
Same
any other
angular
reasons?
size of the moon.
Same angular size, yeah. So it's the same shape and the same size and where we expect it to be. We don't have anything else that fits those criteria. But on this particular day, it's something non-physical.
You can believe anything you want. When I observe the eclipse, I see nothing approaching the sun. Then I see a shadow. Then the shadow leaves, and then I see nothing again.
When I wander around at nighttime with sunglasses on, I also find it hard to see things.
You want. You can believe anything you want is there. Doesn't make it real.
What about without the solar filter? Do we see the
That'd be
moon
even worse.
without?
You'd get blinded, bro. You'd get blinded. I don't advise you ever do that.
That's a good question.
You're writing. You said
No, I
something.
know,
You
but-
said, like we see, like it's either the moon or, so I don't know. I forget what you said, to be honest. But you said physical object, and I'm saying it could be, the moon and not a physical object. It doesn't need to be a physical object.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. Yeah, that's accurate. It doesn't have to be a physical object, but it would be a non-physical object that behaves remarkably similar to a physical object you can see on other days.
If you can believe that a physical object can approach the biggest, shiniest thing in the sky without being seen, then you have been fooled, sir.
Well, if you look to its back and the rest of it is also black, it makes complete sense.
Look,
you're trying to phrase that in a way that sounds unreasonable, but it just makes very easy.
Jerry, mira cómo voy.
Sense easily.
9-1-3 al minuto 18, güey.
Hot mic.
No sé si vaya a perder o no, pero para que veas.
Oye, espérate, men. What you doing?
Sorry.
Cuidado por ahí.
So, well, real quick, so if we're talking about, okay, you think it's realistic that we see Mercury and Venus, which is closer to the sun. So we're only ever really seeing like the side of these planets.
Yeah, but
it's reflecting all the way, and you can see it with your naked eye. And you think that something as close as the moon isn't going to reflect any of that light towards us, and we'll be able to see it in.
It's not about the distance; it's about the angle.
Yeah, it will. It's like if you were trying to see what somebody's face looked like, and you're in a dark room, which would you do? Would you put on sunglasses and put a light behind them, or would you take off your sunglasses and put a light in front of them?
Well, no, we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice in this matter. We only have the eclipse, what's behind, theoretically behind. So we have to work with what we have, right?
Right.
So we don't
You'll
have
get
a choice to
blinded
say,
without the sunglasses, without the filter. Do you not understand this? You will get blinded. Don't give false information out.
Yeah, we understand
I'm not
that.
suggesting you do it without a solar filter. I'm just saying you're going to lose things. Would we still expect to see stars through a solar filter? I wouldn't.
Nope.
Unless they're very,
I
very,
don't
very
understand
bright.
why we don't see parts of the, theoretically, on a new moon, or like when the moon is gone, that should kind of be like an eclipse all the time.
Yeah,
but there's no radiating light coming out from behind the moon being lit from, and then we are able to see that in any way.
I think you're right, but I just think it would be such an incredibly tiny sliver. That
I'm talking about even during without the filter, just looking at it during the daytime, not necessarily while it's actually eclipsing it, but approaching it. Like, 10, 20 minutes beforehand or something.
Yeah, but that angle would be so acute, we wouldn't see it.
But
this
that's
is
what
what
I'm
I'd
saying.
expect to see.
Do you think that the light that is coming from Mercury is reaching our eyes from the sun in some way, at whatever angle, it's always going to be lit in a different way
Well, we can see
it's always going to be backlit for us, or it's going to be extremely
it's
far
only
away.
visible.
We cannot see.
And you think that the moon isn't going to be a lot brighter?
No, we cannot see Venus when it's about to eclipse the sun, or after it just eclipses the sun. I mean, it takes a while so we can see Venus again because of the angle. Like it's more aligned between the Earth and the sun. If it's not aligned with the Earth and the sun, then that bright part is much more visible.
Right, and the sun and the moon, so the moon is very, very close to the Earth. So almost doesn't matter what angle we're looking at, we're going to see shine off of the back of the moon.
Why would you see shine off the back of the moon when the back of the moon is not facing us? It's not facing us, though.
Put light out. I mean, it's.
But I think what he's saying is this crescent. I've just posted 11 minutes past the hour. I think what you're talking about, Ewok, is that like tiny, bright crescent around the edge. Is that it?
I mean, yeah, but I would say, we should definitely see that on the approach, right? We should definitely see some part of the side of the moon being lit as it approaches, like, an hour before.
I think I'd work at like angles. I'd try to understand angles, and I would go, yeah, if that was at 90 degrees, if the sun was at 90 degrees, I would expect exactly half of that to light up. And then by degrees, I would expect that to go down and down and down. So how many degrees is it off the side of the sun right before the eclipse starts? And I think it'd be arc minutes, not even full degrees. So you probably get, I imagine, an arc minute's worth of light around the edge of it, which would be very dim.
I don't know. I just don't. I find it astounding that at this point we also don't have stuff on the moon to look at these eclipses as they're happening all the time. It's astounding to me that that's not in place.
There are satellites. There's I posted the Himawari one. I can post it again.
Talking
There's
about
satellites
on
that watch
the moon. On the moon.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not because we're not concerned with that.
You've already got it figured out.
Of course, you're not concerned with that. Of course,
I don't think anybody's concerned with seeing. I mean, it'd be cool to see an eclipse from the from the moon.
Cool.
Yeah,
can you imagine the revenue NASA can generate from?
Yeah, but just to be able to.
Are you kidding me?
To be able to see that, I mean, no, they're not going to spend billions of dollars just for people to see that.
Oh, really?
They spend billions of dollars to send spiders up to webs.
Yeah, there's a
reason.
reason.
In the ISS, and they forgot to feed them. They didn't bring food for the spiders, and they died.
Oh God!
These are the people we're dealing with.
Poor spiders.
This is an argument from silence.
Yeah, exactly.
No, this isn't.
So,
this is an
Earth is
argument
life.
from.
I hope I
you
dispelled
believe that
your.
These people wouldn't spend billions of dollars on nothing?
You just showed exactly how more you don't understand.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. This was not done for you. It was done for other people. I know you will never understand what I just said, but that's.
I mean, I understand how it works on our model. I mean, I'm trying to explain to you or demonstrate to you how it works on our model. But ultimately, you still can't show us how it works on your non-existent model.
We don't live on a model.
No,
you showed what you showed was very embarrassing. Let's get that straight. You showed
Really?
CGI graphics on a game.
Let's
get that straight. Earth is life.
But no. But that your actual footage confirmed because I showed you exactly what you saw.
Oh, really? You took my. This is better than I thought. Thank you.
You filmed it on the same exact day, right? On June 10th, right? Last year, right? That's when you filmed it, right?
Yeah, I had the real video.
Good.
I have it. You haven't seen it yet.
Exact day.
And you showed CGI.
I pulled up that same exact day in here, and it showed
computer
exactly what
graphics.
you saw. Yeah, and this
Can you
is
show the actual footage though? Earth is
but
life.
this
embarrassing,
is
bro.
based on our model.
That's embarrassing.
This is based on our model, and this is
sheer embarrassment.
Why is it that my model matches what you saw?
Bro,
how is
you
that?
Brought CGI.
It doesn't.
You brought a knife to a gunfight, bro. Embarrassing.
It doesn't. Earth is life because in your model you can see very slightly the moon, before eclipses and after eclipses, and
a Selenilian eclipse.
As far as I know, no footage shows that.
But there is no solar filter there. Is there?
Look at that. Look at that path of totality. Look, it goes right. You're in Canada, right? That's exactly where you filmed it. And this is exactly where the shadow went. Look at that.
Embarrassing, bro.
I'm showing you what you saw.
Really.
I'm showing you what you saw. And this is based on our model.
a computer program, bro. Come on.
Yeah. For some reason, it matches exactly what you saw. Why
you
is
didn't
that?
even see my video. You didn't even see my video. How do you know?
You can make it do whatever you want, bro. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Stop embarrassing yourself, bro.
Oh my God! How did I do that? How did I make it match exactly what you saw?
He's good at programming.
Programmed to do those things, you know.
If I came up with a unicorn model, right? If my
It still
unicorn
would
model included the sun coming up in the
match.
east every morning, would I be
No, it
wrong?
wouldn't
Would
match.
my model
No.
be wrong?
Yeah, it would, because we don't live on a unicorn. So.
Oh no, but every morning the sun comes up in the east, so I'm not wrong.
No,
according to the unicorn model.
because it wouldn't match reality.
I'd like to see that unicorn model.
Yeah, I'd
hold
like
on,
to
wait,
see
wait,
that.
I'm real sorry.
If you have that,
it wouldn't match reality. I just told you that my
okay,
model
good.
of the unicorns comes up in the east
So
every
if
morning.
you-
Are you saying that doesn't match
Awesome.
reality? Is that
So
what
if you
just said?
have that, awesome. So if you have that, you can present it. That way we can take a look at it and see
Do
if
you
it really matches
want me to
reality.
present a unicorn model?
Yeah, go for it.
Exactly, it'll exactly match what we see in reality.
Yep,
By the way,
go for it. Go for it.
really.
Yeah, go for it. Let's see.
So if you're asking me to actually do it, you're actively missing the point.
Well, like I said, if you have that
Well, you
unicorn
brought it
model,
up,
let's take a look at it.
You're
and
missing
see.
the point. I could make up anything I want.
All right,
and
let's
make
see it.
it match what we see in
All
reality.
right,
Does
let's
that
see
make it true?
Let's see it. Let's say you make
Seriously?
a model and
unicorn.
with
Okay, so I'll give you a
let's-
hint. Every answer I'm going to give you is unicorn magic times
Okay,
whatever
but you
number
can't
I need to make it
Okay,
work.
good.
Okay?
You can't produce that. You can't produce
I
that in real
can.
life. Let's
I
see it.
absolutely
All right,
could do
go
that.
ahead.
It'll match.
So,
It'll
go
match
away.
reality identically.
Awesome. Go
Everything
away.
in my model will say
Produce
exactly
it.
what it looks like in reality.
Okay, awesome. Go away, produce that, and then come back, and then you show it to us,
But
and you
do
show
you
us how it matches reality.
But
Go
you're
for it.
missing the point. You're
No.
missing
I know.
why-
I know the point. You're
No.
saying you can produce a model out of unicorns or something that'll match reality. So I'm saying, go ahead. You're making a claim, and you can do that. Go and do that, and then
Right here.
we'll be back here, and we'll check it out.
The first part of my model involves the sun coming up in the east.
All right.
Can you prove me
can you show
wrong?
me? All right. Show me a diagram of how it works. Give me a
Are
diagram.
you kidding?
Right, draw me a diagram, because that's how a model would work, right? You show physically how it looks like in reality, not just sit here and try and explain it to me and tell me that it's going to work.
So
you
you
show
want me to
me and
draw a
demonstrate.
unicorn? You want me to draw a unicorn?
Go for it. If that's what you have to draw, I don't know your model. You're telling me that you have a model of a unicorn that matches reality.
Missing the point. Earth life. You're missing the point. You can
Okay,
make a model fit whatever you want.
Yes,
No.
sure.
And you're
But
missing
can
the
you
response.
Demonstrate it in reality.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The response is
Can you demonstrate it in
matter.
reality though?
Yes, the sun
Okay.
comes up in the east every morning because of unicorn magic. What don't you
Okay.
understand about that?
Okay.
Prove
So
me wrong.
show me
Prove
where
me
the
wrong.
unicorn magic comes from.
Oh, it comes from deep in a. Well, you can't see it; it's invisible.
Okay.
It's there, but you can't. I mean, it's there obviously.
How
but
can I
humans can't see it.
verify? So how can we verify that
You're asking really good questions.
How can we
That's
verify
exactly
that?
the point.
How can we
That's
verify
exactly
the moon is
point.
there beside the sun?
Because we can see the moon. People have been to
No,
the
we
moon.
can't.
Whether or not you believe
No, you
people have
can't.
been to
You
the moon.
can't see the moon.
No, you cannot say that. That you cannot say that. Earth's life.
Look
Can
at
you
my
show me the
video that
craters?
I
Show me
took.
where
No.
the craters are.
In real
personally
life, we
took.
don't care, bro. We don't care about that model right there. We're talking about real life. Nobody can see the moon.
Yeah, well, this actually matches real life. So
Wow.
No, real life is what I posted. Earth is life. I did it with my camera, my hand, and my eyes.
that was really good, actually. It's really good.
Thank you.
Was it a digital camera, so it's CGI then?
The real camera.
Hey, Terry.
I see. I just got here. I've just been trying to listen in.
Good to have you.
The debate's about whether you should be able to see the moon before it occludes the sun at a new moon.
No, well, are we skipping past the point where you can make up a model and base it on whatever you want and back engineer it to make it fit whatever you feel like?
Yeah, if you can do that, then
You can't.
If you can do that, then go ahead, man. Show us.
Listen, Earth's life. Hold on, guys.
I just think it'll break down
So
under
just say you don't
testing.
don't understand that you can
Can I
do
just
that.
clarify?
No, because
Shells.
it will match the observations, right? You can make the sun go from one side and teleport to the other side, right? And you will observe the same thing
Yeah,
in
but
the
we know,
model. Just because you observe the same thing as in the model doesn't mean it's real, right?
Yeah, but we know the sun doesn't teleport from one side to the
How
other.
do you know?
Because it's always visible.
Because
someone.
It's always
everywhere
visible
on Earth. Because
to
everyone
whom?
on Earth, someone can always see it.
Yeah, that's correct.
So teleportation doesn't work. So we can throw that out the window.
Wait, why?
Because someone on the Earth at all times can see the sun.
Yeah, but it disappears at one point for that person, right? At one point.
Yeah, but it's always visible.
So how do you? That's what I'm saying.
But before it disappears for that person, it's now visible for another person.
One.
So the moment it teleports, whoever was seeing the sun will see the sun simply.
You can gather. We can gather only if you do it in a chain. Then we can reject that idea. Otherwise, you see it at one point and disappear at one point. I do
but
the same
it is
thing.
visible in a chain because it's always visible for some place of Earth.
I don't know about that. Like I said,
yes, it is.
Well, no,
It's
like I
always
said,
visible.
there's a point. There's a point where there's no land in this model. There's no people close nearby, and at that point, you know what I'm saying, right? I'm gonna make the model big enough so that the sun is gonna travel to some place where nobody's able to see it, and then it's gonna appear on the other side. And there you
But
go.
then it's already not matching reality because in reality it's always visible. No, it's not. If in your model.
No, I'm sorry, but there's
places. Doesn't.
There's places where you can only see the light, not the sun, though. Right?
That's not what I'm saying.
The Selenian eclipse goes against your model, by the way.
We can talk about that later, but what we're talking about now is that the sun is always visible for someone. That's real life.
Models matching reality is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, but you can't even explain a
Listen, all I know
eclipse on flat Earth. So I don't know why you guys always want to bring that up.
All I know is that you're saying that during before and after an eclipse, or during any new moon without an eclipse, that the moon is there. In order to know that it's there, we have to observe it. So do you have a single video where we observe the new moon? Where we can actually see the new moon, even just barely?
I think someone just posted some images of the new moon in the chat. Writing on eggshells posted some.
They're what popped up when I googled new moon, but it wouldn't surprise me if somebody's, because those are the smaller sliver I can find. There are some that are much bigger where they might just be using those photos to talk about. I didn't put much effort into that. Is what I'm saying.
Supposedly, there's one. This one French guy has one. He has the record. Apparently, I forget how much percentage there is, and you actually see a sliver of it.
Sure. Is he using a solar filter at the time?
Montreal?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but supposedly he has some sort of filter. There's one I forget. It was a while ago since I looked it up.
So this would test some of what we're saying. What about Montreal? Next time there's like a waning moon, go out, point the camera at it so that we can see it, and then put the solar filter in front of it so we can see what we can see when there's a solar filter there.
No, I don't think you'll see anything with the solar filter.
Say that again, please.
I don't think you'll see anything if you point the camera with a solar filter at the moon. I don't think you'll see anything.
Say that again, please.
I don't think you'll see anything if you point the camera with a solar filter at the moon. I don't think you'll see anything.
Say that again, please.
I don't think you'll see anything if you point the camera with a solar filter at the moon. I don't think you'll see anything.
And that's what I was trying to tell you.
So your video seems like it is pointing the camera at where the moon is with a solar filter, but you've also just said, I don't expect to see it with a solar filter on.
No, this was during special circumstances.
What was special about them?
Granted, it wasn't the best experiment ever devised by a human being, right?
But just seems what's crucial for your test of whether I can see the new moon is that you could see the new moon, but by your own words, you wouldn't be able to see the moon if you were using a solar filter, which you were using.
No, not under these circumstances. Don't change my words. You just.
So what's different about the circumstances?
It's different because it's 5 degrees. It's very close.
Okay, to be fair, I think
like I said, maybe I botched that one completely, and I'll take responsibility for it. No problem.